Hi guys, this is Mr and Mrs Tah.
We're on the love story segment with Karawa.
We met in BHS. In BHS, that is 10 years ago.
We not met 10 years ago. It's true we met in BHS, but we dated for 10 years. But we met in.
Oh, we met in BHS 11 years ago, and we have been dating for 10 years, and now we are married. Oh, like the first time I met her, I was in Form 4. I was new in school, so one break I was in class and I was in class and her best friend, so I knew her best friend Vanessa. I was in class. Her best friend entered my class to greet me, and she came with my wife, and just the smile on her face captured my heart. Yeah. So I was afraid to say my mind, and I just said to myself, wow, so there's girls like this in BHS. That means there are interesting things here. So that was my first encounter with her.
What made you scared to express your mind?
Okay, so after that, I went back to the boys' dormitory. I was discussing with guys. I said, guy, mate, I've seen this beautiful girl up there today. And guys were like, hey, bro, that one, no try him. That one, I got the picking self. You try and you'll gain gondong. I say, wonderful. So that one, I told her, I always tell her the story. So guys were like, don't do it, man. Don't do it. You're going to get embarrassment. To be honest, the first time I was just scared. I loved her, but I could not express myself. So I just had to keep my feelings to myself, and that was it.
And test different waters.
And I tested different waters, which were salty. Very salty. It didn't move. It didn't work out. Yes. Then now we went to Form 5. Form 5. I started again a different relationship with a new girl that came to my school.
I've known Eden since Form 1. She came to school in Form 1. First I saw her like a very calm, quiet girl. She never used to talk much. Well, she was friendly to everybody, and well, I noticed her because she used to cry a lot. She was that kind of baby, like soft child. And for Tah came in Form 4. He was actually sitting behind me when he came to school. And he was also calm, quiet, and then, well, Eden and Tah just started off as friends, but we could see some chemistry. They were not really, they were not saying anything, but we could actually see that something was going on, but nobody was saying anything. And I think at some point, they had something, it did not really work out. Then Tah had something with another classmate, and all of us could tell that it was really biting Eden. She was not finding it funny. Yeah, and it was not going to between the two of them. The girl in question was very loud and playful and cheerful, and Tah on the other hand was quiet, so it clearly wasn't a perfect match.
For 2 weeks, we dated for 2 weeks, and it didn't work out. That was when our friend Wang Dina, that's why we call her godmother.
Hey, don't remember being the godmother. Yes, I am the proud godmother of this couple. Godmother because I sandwiched them up in Form 4 when Tah came to Baptist Mancon.
She came and murmured to me, that guy, why did you date that girl? That my wife has been dying for you, and you are there. Are you not seeing things? The same night, I say, God, so I've been loving this girl and she has been loving me, and I've just been afraid of her nothing. Let me man up, man. Let me take a bold step. So I started thinking about how to do it. I got advices from Dinah. I asked her, she would come and tell me, do like this, do like that, do like this. She likes it.
And
like
the thing
this.
is, Dinah will come and talk to me. Means she was talking to me and coming to you, and then talking to you and coming to me.
So
she was taking information from me and coming to tell you how to facilitate your...
Yeah, and she was also getting information from me too.
I'm a matchmaker made in heaven. So when Tah came to Form 4 in Baptist Mancon, he was this proud guy. He was moving with Oswell, and you know these guys, you can't talk about them. So when Tah got to me and he's like, Dinah, I really like Eden. I'm like, you like Eden? That prayer group girl, discipleship girl. No, don't like her. Eden will not even just look at you. And then he's like, no, that's the girl he wants. So I took it upon myself to talk to Eden. And then Eden's like, no way, I don't date. I won't date in school. If my mother hears, I'm dead. I said, my mother is wild. So I'm like, no, Eden, we're going to do this. Because Tah has begged me, we're going to do this. So that evening when I spoke to Eden finally, they had to njanga line beside the library.
I took about 1 month to be able to tell her what I was thinking, what I was feeling for her. I took time.
I knew Eden, I actually knew her in Form 2. What was very remarkable about Eden was the kind of person who always cries. Like, she cries for anything. I remember one time she actually got my attention. Like, she lost the cork of her pen, and Eden had to cry that evening. I was like crazy, like, you're crying for a cork of a pen, and that's why I knew Eden. And then she's also a God-fearing kind of person, actually. Yeah, you should admit that. That came in Form 4. Yeah, he came in Form 4, and he was just calm. He was a calm guy. I remember we shared space in the dormitory. That's why I really got to know him. That was someone very composed. It's for that he was very composed and calm.
I decided that before going for break as first term break, I was going to tell her a day before, so that if she gives me gondong, as I used to call in BHS, I will just go, and then when I'm coming back after in January, I must have recovered from the shock. I remember that day, it was in the afternoon, so I said...
It was 2 days to...
Was it 2 days?
I think it was 1 day.
Yeah, the eve.
Yes.
They had to read results that day. They had to read results, so I said, let me gather courage and go and tell her my mind. If you walk, you walk. You no walk, I pack Martin and the next day go house. Pass over the shock. So I went up school, and fortunately enough, I met her. She was in front of class, and the place was really dry. You know, back then, where one eye there, you see coast clear swimming in them. You attack one time. So I approached her and I told her I wanted to see her. I wanted us to talk. She said, okay. Sat in front of the bench, and I was like, on the lawn. There was a bench on the lawn, babe. We've forgotten. There was a bench. So I started talking to her. I told her that there was something I wanted to tell her, but it wasn't.
He has a proposal to make.
Oh, I just told her a proposal to make.
But at that time, what did I know about proposal? It's not as if I knew that proposal
honestly
means marriage. I was like, okay, a proposal to make. Talk now, let's hear. Sorry, continue.
So the way I felt that day was a bit different. So I told her that I wanted us to be together. She was like, we're already together. How together?
As friends.
As friends or what?
The Lord.
That's how I was panicking. I was sweating, man, because I knew that if I tell her my mind, she may still... Although after all what Dinah had told me, I was still scared.
And I saw that he was really nervous, sweating. I gave him bubble gum.
And I took it. I did not even finish it. I put it under the chair. But it was still sweet. It wasn't going. So I told her my mind that day, and I didn't use up to 5 words. She just said, let me stop.
When he said he has a proposal to make, if I can really mimic the way he was sitting that day, he was like, remove the gum and gum under the chair, touch this one. And I was actually packing my books to go down to the dormitory because it was last night, that kind of last day things. I was actually emptying my I was actually emptying my locker to take my things down to the dormitory. That was where we met. I'm putting my books, he's displacing them. Like, I'm putting that exercise books that I'm going to put in this bag to take down. With all the nervousness, I'm moving the gum and putting under the chair. I'll put this book here, he'll remove this book and put it there and all those kind of things. And when he told me that he wanted us to be together, not just as friends, I told him no.
Well, that means I was right about
it. It's not possible. And he just said, no, let me go and think about it. I said, no, I'm not the type to think about. My answer is my answer.
But you said something like, I'm sorry.
And then
that was even the part that made me almost enter the bottle.
That was when we came back. During the holidays, I have a small Alcatel phone. So he was always checking on time to time, texting, midnight calls. 11 o'clock to
it was to 6 a.m. I used to call you within 12, 2 and all that.
Those midnight calls that MTN used to give throughout the night. We would talk. We were not dating. I hurt him the day, but we could not just come out straight about it. Then when we came to school, he told me that he's waiting for the answer for his proposal. He told me to go and think about it. I told him I will talk about it. And then the second week, that's after Dinah had also come and spoken to me, I was like, what's wrong with you? Because she cannot be wasting all of her efforts like this or nothing.
I was always talking to Dinah. I was begging, I was choking it behind that guy. Man, eating on toxicity. Nah, Afa.
So, that day, after preps, we're going down
front of the chemistry lab.
Yeah. He asked me I think directly in front of the chemistry lab.
Yeah, I was leaning on a pole.
So he asked me that the answer to his proposal has been 2 weeks and he's been waiting since we returned. I like the way I said, can you remember the way I replied?
That was the part that shocked me. I almost cried. When she told me that I'm sorry, when she just said I'm sorry, I just said it's okay, I understand.
Okay.
That's what I said. It's okay, I understand. And that deep down, I was already heartbroken. When I just said it's okay, she said no, stop. I'm not finished talking. I said no, you've made your point clear. It's okay, I'm going down already. She said no, she has not finished talking. So that is when she said,
Ta, I'm sorry, but so Tah turned and he was about leaving. I just like, but I can't do without you. And I'm like, oh my god, oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, I cannot refuse
I'm sorry. Cannot refuse her proposal. I was like, God. I wanted to enter her. God, if there was a bottle, I would have entered.
And he came back. Since kisses were prohibited, he gave her the longest hug ever. I mean, that should be the sweetest moment I remember from boarding school. It was so nice.
It just felt nice to create that tension, to see his reaction, and then see his reaction now when he finally gets the real answer. It felt good. It felt so good.
I think that was one of the happiest days in my life.
The moment was priceless for me. The reaction, I think, oh God.
I stared at her for like 2 minutes without saying anything. And she was just looking at me. And
he was in shock.
She was a bit shy then, but I was just looking at her. I don't know if I was crying.
No.
I didn't cry.
You were just happy.
I've always been strong for that, so.
You cried in church, come on here.
No, that was different.
He did not cry, but the expression was...
I could not say what. Even when I wanted to talk, the words were not coming out. I wanted to hug her, but she was like...
He ran on that corridor.
And from then, jungle lining became more frequent until Chape, the chaplain back in school, had to take them to the disciplinary council, and they were even suspended for jungle lining or for dating in school. They were suspended. They faced the discount, and then they were suspended for dating in school because since Tah was so much in love, Tah has always been so much in love with Eden, I must say. So Tah was always, when jungle lining or whenever he broke bounds, he would bring fish. They will bring potato and egg in a flask. So when Chape got news of that, and everybody was like, Eden would date in school. Then they had to face the discount and were suspended for that. I don't know what she told her mother back at home, because I'm sure her mother had to kill her.
When I went down to the dormitory, guys were like, I just started shouting, I wanna be the full meaning for beginning. See, it is now my girlfriend. She's my girlfriend. I was so happy. So that was it. That's how we met, and That's how we started dating.
I just remember one instance. That's when he had to get a gift for Eden. It was Valentine. He had a 14. I don't know if it was sat in lower seat or was in upper seat. The guy was making noise like he doesn't know. You know, one rope. That kind of, I don't want rope. You know when, in those days, you have to get the best gift for your girl. I remember even some classmates, I don't want to call names. I'll call Banta Brian and some other girl. I don't know. It was a serious deal. So that's when I had to I was like, bro, this thing is serious. So, no need for rope.
And the relationship continued till now. We are married, and
But it wasn't easy.
she was like a miracle in my life.
I don't know I don't remember what I said about Eden one day, and Tah came to the girls' camp to beat me up. Me, the godmother.
Yeah, she was biting my mouth. I said, kiss her up, kiss her down. You know. Before we separated, she was in Bangkok. The feeling is, it was like, I cannot really express it.
I'll never let you go. No, I